The STERRAD NX sterilization system with ALLClear technology is a general-purpose, low-temperature sterilizer that sterilizes medical devices by diffusing hydrogen peroxide vapor into the chamber, and then electromagnetically exciting the hydrogen peroxide molecules into a low-temperature plasma state. The combined use of hydrogen peroxide vapor and plasma safely and rapidly sterilizes medical instruments and materials while minimizing exposure to toxic residue. All stages of the sterilization cycle operate within a dry environment at a low temperature, and thus the cycle is not damaging to compatible instruments that are sensitive to heat and moisture. Covering 1. Pre-cycle system diagnostics, 2. Available cycles, 3. STERRAD NX sterilizer cassette, 4. Load preparation and reprocessing, 5. ALLClear technology process, 6. How to cancel a cycle, 7. STERRAD Velocity Biological Indicator (BI/Process Challenge Device PCD) and STERRAD Velocity Reader. 8. Utilities and maintenance. Prior to beginning the cycle, the STERRAD NX sterilizer with ALLClear technology will run an automatic pre-cycle system diagnostic test and load conditioning phase. Automatic pre-cycle system diagnostics and load conditioning will be completed in 5 minutes or less. The load conditioning process minimizes the number of sterilization cycle cancellations by detecting system issues and correcting load problems prior to the hydrogen peroxide being injected. This process completes in approximately 5 minutes and occurs prior to the beginning of the selected sterilization cycle. If a load issue is detected, the sterilizer will attempt to correct it. If ALLClear technology cannot correct the issue, the selected sterilization cycle will not be started and a notification will be displayed on the screen. By utilizing the ALLClear technology, problems with a load can be detected prior to the hydrogen peroxide being injected. Let's review the cycles and what can be reprocessed in the STERRAD NX sterilizer with ALLClear technology. The available cycles are standard and advanced. The standard cycle is 28 minutes and should be selected for single-channel stainless steel lumens with an inside diameter of 1 mm or larger and a length of 150 mm or shorter, and single-channel stainless steel lumens with an inside diameter of 2 mm or larger and a length of 400 mm or shorter. Typical devices will include arthroscopy instrument sets, eye instruments, laparoscopic instrument sets, cardiovascular instrument, orthopedic drills and saws, cystoscopy instrument, reusable batteries, cameras, and light cords. The advanced cycle is 38 minutes and should be selected for single-channel stainless steel lumens with an inside diameter of 1 mm or larger and a length of 500 mm or shorter, and single-channel PE/PTFE flexible endoscopes with an inside diameter of 1 mm or larger and a length of 1,065 mm or shorter. Only one flexible endoscope may be sterilized per cycle with or without a silicone mat, and no additional load items may be included in that cycle. Typical single-channel flexible endoscopes would include bronchoscopes, hysteroscopes, cystoscopes, flexible ureteroscopes, cholecystoscopes, and laryngoscopes. Let's discuss the sterilant cassette that is used in the STERRAD NX sterilizer. The cassette contains 10 sealed capsules of 58% hydrogen peroxide solution. There are 2 cassettes per case. Each cassette is valid for up to 5 cycles or 10 days. The use of the cassette in the STERRAD NX sterilizer is controlled by a printed barcode. The barcode limits the use of a cassette to the appropriate sterilizer and ensures cassettes are not used beyond their 12-month shelf life. The screen will display the message, "Please insert new cassette," if a new cassette is required, if the cassette in the sterilizer is expired, or if there is no cassette installed in the sterilizer. The next step should be followed to insert a new cassette. First, take a new STERRAD NX sterilizer cassette out of the shipping carton. As a precaution, when handling any part of the system or load items that have been exposed to hydrogen peroxide, please wear appropriate PPE, specifically chemical-resistant latex PVC vinyl or nitrile gloves. Refer to the glove manufacturer's instruction for use for more information. Look at the package carefully before opening it. Check the expiration date before using a cassette. Do not use an expired cassette. If you see droplets of moisture, do not open the package. Observe the leak indicator strip on the wrapped cassette. If it indicates a leak, the strip changes from white to red. If the strip is red or you see droplets of moisture, do not open the package. It's possible that hydrogen peroxide has leaked inside the package. Insert the cassette into the cassette slot, making sure the barcode faces the display. The message indicates this side up, and the directional arrow points toward the sterilizer. Insert the cassette into the cassette slot until the system detects and pulls the cassette in. Do not use excessive force to insert the cassette. When a cassette is empty, the sterilizer automatically moves it to the cassette disposal box in the collection drawer. When the cassette disposal box contains 3 cassettes, it is full, and you must dispose of the full cassette disposal box. The screen displays a message instructing you which actions to take next. For safety reasons, you must use the cassette disposal box to dispose of cassettes. Never reuse a cassette disposal box. A new cassette disposal box must be assembled and inserted into the drawer. Let's talk about preparing a load for reprocessing in the STERRAD NX Sterilizer with ALLClear technology. Prior to reprocessing, all individual devices should be cleaned, rinsed, and thoroughly dried according to the manufacturer's instructions for use. Check the manufacturer's instructions for use or the STERRAD Sterility Guide to determine for which cycle the device has been validated. Only STERRAD Systems instrument accessories, Aptimax instrument trays, and rigid containers that are validated for STERRAD systems are recommended for use in the STERRAD NX Sterilizer with ALLClear technology. These instrument trays are specially designed to allow the diffusion of hydrogen peroxide and plasma around every item in the load. This chemical reaction causes the hydrogen peroxide to break apart and recombine as oxygen and water vapor. The plasma stage ensures the user's safety by reducing exposure to hydrogen peroxide. STERRAD instrument tray mats and holders are available to pad the Aptimax instrument trays. Never use linen, foam pads, or cellulose, as they may absorb the hydrogen peroxide and cause the cycle to cancel. Use only STERRAD sterilizer-compatible polypropylene sterilization wrap and Tyvek pouches. Tyvek pouches and rolls with STERRAD chemical indicator (CI) strips are the only pouches and rolls available on the market that are validated by ASP. If you are using rigid containers cleared by the FDA for use in the STERRAD NX Sterilizer, follow the instructions for use provided by the manufacturer. Verify that the rigid containers are cleared for use in each sterilization cycle. STERRAD Chemical Indicator (CI) strips and SealSure Chemical Indicator (CI) tape offer a method to verify that the load has been exposed to hydrogen peroxide. In the sterilizer, chemical indicators are not a substitute for biological indicators. Notice that the lot number and expiration date are not printed on each individual STERRAD chemical indicator (CI) strip. Do not use it after the expiration date. The STERRAD chemical indicator (CI) strips must go into each individual tray container or pouch and in the center of each package to be processed in the STERRAD sterilizer. The chemical indicator is your verification that the items in the package were exposed to H2O2 and therefore achieved sterility. STERRAD chemical indicator (CI) strips are not indicated for use with steam or ethylene oxide sterilization cycles. Secure all wrap trays with SealSure chemical indicator (CI) tape. Do not overlap the tape onto itself, as this may prevent the underlying layer from being exposed to hydrogen peroxide. Unexposed portions of SealSure chemical indicator (CI) tape will not change color correctly. The expiration date for the indicator tape is located on the inside of the roll. The STERRAD chemical indicator (CI) strips and SealSure chemical indicator (CI) tape change from red to yellow or lighter, indicated by the comparator bar when exposed to hydrogen peroxide during the processing in the STERRAD sterilizer cycle. If the indicator bar has not completely changed from red to yellow or lighter, as indicated by the comparator bar, introduction of hydrogen peroxide, an essential component of the STERRAD sterilization cycle, may not have taken place. Be sure to store the STERRAD chemical indicator (CI) strips indicator box and SealSure chemical indicator (CI) tape away from heat and light. Store chemical indicator strips at ambient temperature, 15 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius, 59 degrees Fahrenheit to 86 degrees Fahrenheit, under dry conditions. Detailed information on loading and packaging can be found in your user's guide, but the following are some basic guidelines. Arrange items within a tray to ensure proper diffusion of H2O2 throughout the load. Do not stack instruments within trays or containers. Place Tyvek pouches on the edge of the shelf if possible, and arrange them so that the transparent Mylar side of the pouch faces the opaque Tyvek side of the next pouch. Do not stack pouches or trays in the chamber. Do not place trays within trays or place wrapped instruments within wrapped trays. You can obtain additional cycle information by pressing the information icon at the bottom of the cycle on your STERRAD NX Sterilizer with ALLClear technology Ready screen. The screen will display information about the cycle and a list of items that can be sterilized in the selected cycle. Refer to the Medical Device Manufacturer's Instructions for Use (IFU) when selecting the proper sterilization cycle for your device. When placing the load on the shelves, do not block the ultraviolet lamp beam on the front side of the chamber, and ensure the load is centered on the shelves and that the shelves are centered in the chamber. Do not allow metal objects to come into contact with the walls of the chamber, the door, or the electrode. Contact with the walls, door, or electrode can cause a cycle cancellation and/or damage to the item or the sterilizer. Leave at least 1 inch or 25 millimeters of free space between the load and the electrode. When finished loading the chamber, close the door tightly. If the message "Please close door" is displayed, the door is not securely closed. Make certain that nothing is caught in the door seal. As a reminder, after selecting a cycle, the system will instruct the operator to load the chamber. The screen will show instructions on how to load the chamber in accordance with the selected cycle. Select the desired cycle and press Start Cycle. The ALLClear technology process begins and is displayed on the monitor. This is a load conditioning process that minimizes the number of sterilization cycle cancellations by detecting system problems and correcting load issues. Once the ALLClear technology process completes successfully, the sterilizer starts a countdown clock and begins the sterilization. When the cycle is complete, the green cycle completed screen is displayed. In addition, the STERRAD NX Sterilizer with loudspeaker emits one long beep. A series of 10 short beeps indicates a canceled cycle. Ensure that the chemical indicators on or in the sterilized packages exhibit the correct color change, and that the cycle printout shows that all parameters were met. Additionally, the system screen will display the cycle status as process complete. The load is now ready for immediate use. Follow your hospital or healthcare facility's policy. If the chemical indicators do not exhibit the correct color change, investigate the cause, repackage the devices, and reprocess. There may be occasions when it is necessary to cancel a cycle before it is completed. To cancel a cycle, simply touch the Cancel Cycle button. The screen will display a confirmation message because hydrogen peroxide may be present. As a precaution, when handling any part of the system or load items that have been exposed to hydrogen peroxide, please wear the appropriate PPE, chemical-resistant latex, PVC/vinyl, or nitrile gloves. Refer to the glove manufacturer's instructions for use for more information. When removing items from the sterilizer following a canceled cycle, loads from canceled cycles should be rewrapped using new package materials, STERRAD Chemical Indicator CI strips, and SealSure Chemical Indicator CI tape. If a biological indicator, BI, was used in the canceled load, the previously used BI must be disposed of per your hospital or healthcare facility's policy, and a new BI must be placed in the chamber before restarting. If you are using the STERRAD Velocity Biological Indicator, BI/Process Challenge Device, PCD, and STERRAD Velocity Reader, the following steps should be followed. Step 1. Prepare the BI as specified in the instructions for use. Step 2. After selecting the desired cycle, follow the on-screen instructions to scan the barcode with a sterilizer scanner. Step 3. Place the STERRAD Velocity BI/PCD in the back of the STERRAD NX Sterilizer chamber as specified in the instructions for use. Step 4. Start the cycle and wait for the process to complete. Step 5. Once the cycle completes, put on protective gloves and remove the BI/PCD from the chamber. The BI/PCD must be placed in the STERRAD Velocity Reader within the time frame specified in the instructions for use. The system will ask the user to contact an ASP representative if the reader detects 2 out of 3 test biological indicators are positive. You will continue to receive this warning after each sterilization cycle completion until 2 consecutive STERRAD velocity reader test BIs are negative. For detailed information on interpretation of results, please review the instructions for use included with the biological indicator and the STERRAD Velocity Reader User's Guide. If your STERRAD system is integrated with the STERRAD Velocity Reader, the user will not be notified of negative test biological indicators. The sterilizer will be alerted when the STERRAD Velocity Reader detects a positive test biological indicator. A positive result on a test BI signifies that a sterilization condition was not achieved. If a positive result is observed, follow the current hospital or healthcare facility's policies and procedures regarding quarantine or retrieval and reprocessing of potentially non-sterile instruments and notification of the physicians. Note that if the STERRAD Velocity Reader detects a positive test biological indicator when the sterilization cycle is running, the notification screen will only appear after the completion of the sterilization cycle. All known potential loads since the last negative test biological indicator results are listed on your screen. Touch the Confirm button on the screen to acknowledge the test BI used in the load has a positive result. Let's review some general utility and maintenance components. Should you need to turn the STERRAD NX sterilizer with ALLClear technology off, the main power switch is located under the printer. If the system is in sleep mode, just tap the screen and the colored display appears. If login is required, the login screen is displayed. When this occurs, enter your operator identification and password and touch the Done button. Let's go over how to change the printer paper. The printer is located on the front panel and prints cycle reports on a roll of thermal paper. When the printer paper roll is empty, the sterilizer displays a message, "Printer is out of paper. Please load new roll." Open the printer by pressing the top button. The printer door drops forward. The empty paper roll rests on the bottom of the printer door. Remove the empty roll and drop in the new roll of paper. The paper should feed from the top of the roll. Put a short length of paper over the top of the printer door and align it so it fits between the 2 paper guides on the top of the printer door. Then close the door. The bottom button advances the paper. Let's talk about maintenance. The hydrogen peroxide monitor lens is located inside the opening and must be kept clean. Clean the lens once every 3 months or when an accumulation of debris is present. Be advised that the hydrogen peroxide monitor uses an ultraviolet light source located inside the chamber behind the door. To avoid eye injury, do not stare directly at the ultraviolet light source for an extended period of time. To clean the lens, first put on chemical-resistant latex, PVC vinyl, or nitrile gloves. Then, moisten a lint-free cloth with isopropyl alcohol and wipe the lens to remove any accumulated debris. Never use an abrasive cleanser. Regularly scheduled or planned maintenance must be performed at the interval specified on the system. Call the ASP help desk in a timely manner. When the message is received to schedule maintenance, the system contains information for the service engineer regarding the type of planned maintenance to be performed. Let's look at what's on the utility screen. Cycle history files contain very detailed information about each sterilization cycle. The files include identifying information about the operator, load, time, date, cycle duration information, stage-by-stage data from the sensors and controls, and related technical items. Information is extracted from the cycle history file to produce the short format report, medium format report, and the long format report. The cycle history file contains information that is vital to a healthcare facility's record-keeping and traceability procedures. The sterilizer's memory holds data from the last 50 cycles. This concludes our overview of the STERRAD NX sterilization system with ALLClear technology. For complete equipment information, warnings, and instructions, please read and follow the user guide before use.